This is my thing. First of all, this is a terrifying and dangerous man, and I know that because he leaves comments on the message boards of porn sites. What? No one I've ever met has been like, oh, well, I can't wait to log on and talk. That's a real sick man right there.
If you have no clue who he's talking about,
Mark Robinson has made dozens of disturbing and damning comments on a porn website. Some of the comments are frankly so disturbing that we cannot air them. But they include Robinson writing, quote, "I am a black Nazi, and I wish they would bring slavery, back."
it's this guy, Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina and man running for the governorship of the state, Mark Robinson.
He said other stuff. He was like, I would rather Hitler in office than the people that are in there now. I'm more confused than angry. I'm not gonna lie. He said stuff about how, like, my man, slavery wasn't that bad. I wish they would bring back slavery. I'd buy a couple. Mind you, this is on a porn site. What wires do you have crossed in your head? Does being horny make you angry? What? In what world are you on a porn site and then you're like, you know what really needs to be fixed? The Senate.
Look, we are just as confused as Josh Johnson here.
Another thing that we found was that Robinson used slurs on the website. We found that he often used anti-gay slurs, he used an anti-Jewish slur, he used an anti-Muslim slur, and he even disparaged civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., calling him a, quote, commie bastard, and Martin Lucifer then using a racial slur.
Because not only does this show Mark Robinson's true character, it shows just how unfit he is to serve as a public official.
And he's been an unbelievable Lieutenant Governor, Mark Robinson. But you know, I heard him coming in on the plane. I was listening and I said to the people on the plane, watch this. This is Martin Luther King on steroids, okay? Now, I told that to Mark. I said, I think you're better than Martin Luther King. I think you are Martin Luther King ×2. And he looked at me and I wasn't sure, was he angry because that's a terrible thing to say, or was he complimented? I have never figured it out.
Never forget how gung-ho Trump was on Robinson, because as Johnson explains, he's trying to pretend all of this ever happened.
Trump called Mark Robinson Martin Luther King on steroids, because I don't think he understands how steroids work. Like, they don't just make you bigger in general. Like, they don't balloon you. Like, you gotta work out a little bit. You gotta do something. And it's so bad that Donald Trump himself, the dude who would stump with them, this is Martin Luther King on steroids. He doesn't know what steroids are. This is Martin Luther King on steroids. Donald Trump's campaign is even telling him, hey, you may need to drop out. If Donald Trump's campaign Donald J. Trump's campaign is telling you to drop out, you should probably leave Earth.
Shocking. We know. Trump hardly distances himself from anybody problematic, yet he did it with Robinson. To this day, Robinson remains in the race.
I believe that organized Jewry is extremely influential in the United States. We need to go back to burning women alive more. Oh, you haven't had sex. It's like, well, I haven't chosen to do that yet. You know? I'm choosing instead to be an historical figure. I'm choosing instead to lead an historical right-wing movement. So it's a cope. But anyway, I'm an incel. I am a proud incel.
Just as a thought experiment,
Donald Trump facing growing backlash tonight to his dinner last week with prominent white nationalist Nick Fuentes at his private Mar-a-Lago club.
Trump did not distance himself from proud Nazi Nick Fuentes. As a matter of fact, he had dinner with him.
I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy or white supremacists.
Donald Trump demurred when asked whether he'd condemn supportive comments from former Ku Klux Klan leader David Duke.
He did not condemn the endorsement of David Duke when asked on CNN.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
White
name.
supremacists and
Who would
white
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
Same with extremist group the Proud Boys.
Official drink to America first. To the hostile takeover of the Republican Party.
But she's reached the former president's elite inner circle. Flying to the presidential debate on Trump's plane, and to New York as he observed the anniversary of 9/11. A notable appearance since Loomer has pushed the false conspiracy theory that 9/11 was an inside job. She's been seen with Trump a lot.
Laura, how are you? You look so beautiful, as always. You don't want to be Loomered. If you're Loomered, you're in deep trouble.
This in the aftermath of her racist post about Kamala Harris's Indian heritage. That was too much for Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then afterwards, Loomer went to attack her on social media.
It really does say something that Loomer, who peddles in conspiracy theories, racism, homophobia, transphobia, is given the stamp of approval by Trump, yet.
I try to love everybody, but it's very hard to love a black man that hates being a black man. It is jarring. You don't even know where to start. And the thing that I think maybe he thinks is that his proximity to whiteness and what the white people around him like will be his safety. And it's not going to be the case. Fundamentally, it won't. Your proximity to whiteness won't save you. You're actually saying and doing some of the same things that the people say and do that Trump didn't distance himself from. But he's getting as far away as he can from your black ass.
Robinson is a no-go. It's eye-opening, as Johnson explains. I implore all of y'all. You've likely seen Josh Johnson on The Daily Show doing field pieces or on social media where clips are shared, but it is a must to see this man in person at one of his shows. Check out joshjohnsоncomedy.com to see when he is in your city or a city near you. Additionally, you can follow this brilliant comedian on Instagram at the handle @JoshJohnsonComedy, on TikTok for more short-form content with the same handle, and on Facebook, where he can be searched and found at the handle Josh J Comedy. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.